Protesters are gathering outside the London head offices of controversial British public relations company Bell Pottinger. The Democratic Alliance is behind the demonstration. Our UK correspondent Ollie Barrett is in London for us. Good evening to you, Ollie. Tell us exactly what you're seeing with regards to this protest.
Well, the protest is due to officially start in about 20 minutes from now. There are a number of people who are already here. I can count them, actually. There are 5 of them. There's a South African flag. They have some banners ready to go as well. That number, of course, we think will increase as we get into the protest itself in the next 20 minutes or so. Behind me, you will see the office building here in London where Bell Pottinger is based. You may be able to make out the fact that there are curtains or dust sheets hanging down behind the windows here, and there is a sign up saying that the reception here is closed and that employees who work in the building need to head to another reception around the back of the building. I asked the man on security outside the building here why the curtains were down, why the front reception was closed, and he said simply that there was some maintenance going on, but obviously some of the protesters who are gathered here are wondering whether that maintenance has been planned to coincide with their protest. We know that the DA are gathering here, and this is reflected in some of their posters here with a list of demands. The 3 main demands from the DA are that the communications and contact between Bell Pottinger, the PR firm here in London, and the Guptas are made public. They also want all funds that came either from the ANC or from the Gupta family to be declared. And further to that, they thirdly want any of those funds that were paid to Bell Pottinger as part of the contracts that they had in South Africa with Oakbay. They want that money to be made available to schools and NGOs inside South Africa. So as I say, the protest due to start in about 15 minutes or so time now. A handful of protesters here already. We expect that number to grow as we head in towards the official beginning of the protest here.
Ollie, is Bell Pottinger likely to be fazed by this demonstration?
Well, Bell Pottinger was certainly expecting it. I actually sent a message to the media department of Bell Pottinger asking them if they had any response to the demands from the DA, and I have had no response from Bell Pottinger. It was exactly a week ago, actually, that we turned up to this building here in central London, me and my colleague Natalie Powell, to do an interview with the chief executive of Bell Pottinger, James Henderson, only to find out that the pre-scheduled interview was being cancelled with no real explanation being given as to why. In the intervening period, Bell Pottinger have told me that they will be making no comment at all until the investigation that they have being carried out by a legal firm into their activities and into this particular contract, until that investigation has been concluded. So I suspect that we won't be getting any direct reaction from Bell Pottinger to this protest. Whether or not the curtains that are up behind me are related to the protest in any way, we cannot say for certain either. But Bell Pottinger, being a PR firm best known for its reputation management, they should probably have seen something like this coming, and I suspect that they won't have been surprised by a protest like this. Well,
of course, we know they're also in the midst of an investigation by British PR authorities at the moment. Do you get a sense the company is now feeling the heat?
The company is certainly feeling the heat, yes, and obviously it had to move to fire at least one of its employees and suspend several others as well, as it continues to look into the conduct in South Africa, which it admitted had been below its own standards. So this is potentially very damaging for a company that is supposed to be adept at managing reputations and adept at handling PR. Certainly here in the UK, this is not a headline story. This has not been leading the television news bulletins and on the front pages of newspapers, but it has been gaining some traction online and on social media. The story has been being covered, and certainly within the PR industry here in the UK, in which Bell Pottinger is a huge name, by the way, with a long-standing reputation. It's very damaging indeed, potentially, for Bell Pottinger, and certainly protests like this will not help as it tries to see off what is a crisis for the company.
Our UK correspondent Ollie Barrett, thank you for watching that for us. We'll keep you updated as that protest gains momentum.